Two men facing charges following the 2021 killing of rapper Young Dolph were back in court this morning. Jamarcus Johnson and Hernandez Govan are accused of playing a part in either the planning or the cover-up.
The police have wasted no time in launching an investigation to bring Young Dolph's killer to justice. Some suspects have been linked to his murder, and one of them might just be Young Dolph's killer. Although one of the suspects apologized in court, it seemed he snitched and mentioned one more name, Gotti. The pieces of the puzzle are slowly falling into place. Young Dolph's alleged killer. On November 17, 2021, the world of hip-hop was shattered by the devastating news of Young Dolph's untimely death. The rising star, born Adolph Thornton Jr., met a tragic end in his hometown of Memphis. The events leading up to his shooting and the immediate aftermath shocked the music industry and the city itself. The 36-year-old rapper had just left Makeda's Cookies, a popular spot in Memphis, when tragedy struck. As he went about his day like any other, little did he know that this routine visit would be his last. In a chilling turn of events, he was fatally shot in front of the store by two men who arrived at the bakery in a stolen Mercedes-Benz, succumbing to the gunshot wounds at the scene. The circumstances surrounding his death pointed to an alleged planned shooting, leaving the city in disbelief. While the music world mourned the loss of a talented artist, law enforcement agencies wasted no time in launching an intensive investigation to bring Dolph's killer to justice. The investigation quickly led to the identification of two suspects, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith. The first suspect to capture the attention of investigators was Justin Johnson, a self-proclaimed rapper who had been on the run since the shooting. Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, had been a person of interest from the early stages of the investigation. Months later, the police made significant progress in their investigation, formally arresting Johnson and his accomplice, Cornelius Smith. Both men were charged with first-degree murder in connection with the fatal shooting of Young Dolph. However, their motives for the attack remained undisclosed. The case took an unexpected turn when another suspect, Shundale Barnett, was arrested in Indiana, but later released due to a miscommunication among authorities. The prime murder suspect, Hernandez Govan, emerged as a central figure in the case. Govan was arrested and charged with allegedly planning Young Dolph's murder months in advance. According to authorities, Govan sought out Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, recruiting them for the job. While Hernandez Govan faces charges related to the planning of the murder, he is currently out on bail, awaiting his day in court. The other suspects, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith, remain in custody as the legal process unfolds. As the case moved forward, additional individuals were implicated in the killing. Jamarcus Johnson, the half-brother of Justin Johnson, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of accessory. He admitted to assisting the two suspects while they were on the run from authorities. He played a role in helping the suspects evade capture and assisted in their communication with the outside world. But Jamarcus Johnson's involvement didn't stop there. He also played a role in helping one of the suspects, Justin Johnson, communicate with his probation officer after the killing. However, it's important to note that prosecutor Paul Hagerman clarified that Jamarcus Johnson had no direct involvement in the actual killing of Young Dolph. While his actions were instrumental in aiding the suspects, he did not pull the trigger himself. As the investigation into the murder of Young Dolph unfolded, many began to question if Gotti, another prominent figure in the Memphis music scene, had any connection to the crime. Gotti, a seasoned rapper and entrepreneur, had his eyes set on Young Dolph from day one. Gotti saw Dolph's immense talent and potential, and he wanted to bring him under his wing, signing him to his record label. But Dolph had other plans. Dolph claimed to be an independent man who wanted to do things his way, on his terms, and that's where the trouble began. Dolph's refusal to sign with Gotti's label challenged Gotti's dominance in the Memphis hip-hop scene. It was a direct threat to his monopoly and influence. The tension between the two artists escalated over time, with subtle jabs and subliminal disses in their music. But things took a dangerous turn on a fateful night when Dolph's SUV was targeted with a hail of bullets. Over 100 shots were fired at Dolph's vehicle, leaving the streets of Memphis in shock. Miraculously, Dolph survived the attack, but the incident only fueled the fire of their bitter feud. While Gotti himself was not directly involved in the shooting, one of his artists, Black Youngsta, was arrested in connection with the incident. However, the charges against him were eventually dropped. But the question remained, was Gotti somehow behind the attack? Gotti has consistently denied any involvement, emphasizing his focus on music and business. Despite Gotti's denial, the fingers continued to point in his direction. The motive seemed clear: Dolph's refusal to bow down to Gotti's influence and his relentless pursuit of success as an independent artist. The beef between Gotti and Young Dolph reached its peak, with both artists taking shots at each other in their music. Dolph's hit track 100 Shots became an anthem, solidifying his fame and popularity even beyond the borders of Memphis. Prior to his murder, Dolph had narrowly escaped death in previous attempts on his life, and each time, the name of Gotti seemed to be intertwined with the incidents. The ongoing beef between the two rappers fueled speculation about Gotti's potential involvement. In January 2022, the investigation into Dolph's murder took a significant turn when Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, was arrested as one of the 3 suspects tied to Dolph's murder. Straight Drop, a rapper with a history of criminal charges, had connections to the notorious True Love Mafia. As the investigation deepened, many speculated about the possible involvement of Yo Gotti and his brother Big Juke. Countless photos of Gotti and Big Juke together, along with their connections to the True Love Mafia, fueled suspicions. While the investigation is still ongoing, the pieces of the puzzle are slowly coming together, pointing to a possible connection between Gotti and the crime. Fans also expect that this case might follow the pattern of other criminal cases involving rappers where suspects take a plea deal and agree to cooperate with authorities, snitching on guilty parties and exposing secrets. Throughout his career, Yo Gotti has faced various legal issues. One of his longtime attorneys is Art Horn, a well-respected lawyer with extensive knowledge of the music industry. Art Horn has played a crucial role in guiding Yo Gotti through legal matters, ensuring that his rights are protected and his interests are represented. Horn has successfully defended Yo Gotti in several legal battles in the past. Recently, there have been reports suggesting that Art Horn is representing the individuals accused of killing young Dolph. However, Horn has categorically denied these reports, stating that he has never been retained to represent any of the individuals arrested for young Dolph's murder. Almost a year after his tragic death, we have learned that the daughter of one of the suspects in Dolph's murder has been found dead. Hernandez Govin's daughter, Dominique Govin, has tragically met a fate similar to that of young Dolph. Dominique, who was also a rapper known by her stage name, Lotta Cash Desto, was found dead in Houston just a few months ago. The circumstances surrounding her murder are eerily similar to that of her father's alleged involvement in young Dolph's killing. On that fateful morning of September 21st, Dominique and a friend were driving through the streets of Houston when their lives took a devastating turn. Stopped behind another vehicle at a traffic light, they were suddenly ambushed by two men who emerged from the car in front, opening fire without warning. The hail of bullets claimed the life of Dominique Govin, leaving behind a void in the music industry and a grieving family. Her friend, who was also in the vehicle, miraculously survived the attack but was left with physical and emotional scars that will last a lifetime. The motive behind Dominique's murder and the connection to her father's alleged involvement in young Dolph's killing remain shrouded in mystery. Hernandez Govin, in a poignant Facebook post, expressed remorse and acknowledged the potential influence his lifestyle may have had on his daughter's tragic fate. In the world of hip-hop, diss tracks have always been a way for artists to express their frustrations and call out their rivals. And recently, Jay Fizzle, a rapper signed to the late young Dolph's label Paper Route Empire, dropped a new track that caught the attention of fans and the industry alike. The track not only referenced the man accused of killing young Dolph, Justin Straight Drop Johnson, but also takes a jab at Yo Gotti, who had a well-known beef with young Dolph before his untimely death in 2021. Released on September 28th, the song immediately grabbed the attention of fans who were quick to notice the references made by Jay Fizzle. In the track, he expresses his desire to see Straight Drop released from prison so that he can face the punishment he believes he deserves. Jay Fizzle boldly rhymes, "Tell him free drop, I want to see a dead, not locked." It's a powerful statement that showcases his anger and frustration towards the accused killer, young Dolph and Yo Gotti's beef. Born on May 19th, 1981 in Memphis, Yo Gotti grew up in the notorious Ridgecrest Apartments, an area known for its high crime rates. Despite the challenges he faced, Gotti had a burning desire to succeed and escape the grip of poverty. Yo Gotti's breakthrough came in 2000 with his debut album, Youngsters on a Come Up. The album showcased his lyrical prowess and street credibility, earning him a loyal fan base. Gotti's relentless work ethic and business acumen soon caught the attention of major record labels, leading to a record deal with TVT Records. Meanwhile, young Dolph's mixtapes were gaining traction, catching the ear of industry insiders. In 2014, Dolph founded Paper Route Empire, an independent label which provided Dolph with the platform he needed to take his career to new heights. As their careers progressed, young Dolph and Yo Gotti's paths would intersect, leading to a collaboration on the track Preach in 2014. This unexpected collaboration hinted at a potential alliance between the two Memphis rappers, but little did anyone know that it would soon crumble into a bitter feud. It all started when young Dolph turned down Gotti's offer to be signed under Collective Music Group, Gotti's record label, stating that he wanted to build his own empire and be known for his own accomplishments. In interviews, Dolph showed respect for Gotti and acknowledged that he understood Gotti's journey of building his empire. He recognized that Gotti had also started from the ground up and made his way in the industry. However, behind the scenes, tensions were brewing between the two artists. The first major public altercation between the two artists occurred in 2016 when young Dolph released a diss track. The song contained explicit lyrics aimed directly at Yo Gotti, accusing him of jealousy and attempting to sabotage Dolph's career. Yo Gotti wasted no time in responding to young Dolph's provocation. He released his own diss track titled Don't Beef With Me, firing back with scathing lyrics that questioned Dolph's credibility and dismissed his claims of being the superior artist. As tensions escalated, the feud spilled over into the streets. Altercations between their respective entourages became increasingly common, with reports of physical physical confrontations and acts of violence. The rivalry between young Dolph and Yo Gotti had reached a dangerous level. The feud took a shocking turn in 2017 when young Dolph became the target of a shooting incident in Los Angeles. His vehicle was shot at multiple times, but he miraculously survived. The incident further fueled the animosity between the two artists, with Dolph believing that Gotti was somehow involved. Yo Gotti vehemently denied any involvement in the shooting, stating that he had no reason to harm Dolph. In response to the shooting, young Dolph released another diss track titled 100 Shots, recounting the harrowing incident and taking aim at those he believed were responsible. The track further fueled the flames of the feud, drawing more attention to the ongoing conflict. A while after the death of young Dolph, another tragedy struck. Big Jook was no ordinary figure in the music world. He played a pivotal role in the success of Yo Gotti's label, primarily handling business engagements and ensuring the smooth operation of Collective Music Group. His dedication and expertise were invaluable to the label's growth and success. Big Jook's involvement in the music industry spanned several years, and he had established himself as a familiar face among industry insiders. His keen business sense and ability to navigate the complexities of the music world made him an indispensable asset to Yo Gotti and the entire Collective Music Group. Big Jook's contributions to the music industry extended beyond his work with Collective Music Group. He was known for his professionalism, attention to detail, and ability to forge meaningful connections with artists, producers, and industry executives. In a city already grappling with the loss of young Dolph, the murder of Big Jook sent shockwaves through the music community. Many are questioning whether these two incidents are connected, given the existing feud between Yo Gotti and young Dolph and the eventual murder of Dolph. The feud between Yo Gotti and young Dolph is no secret. It has been well documented and has played out in the public eye for years. The rivalry between these two prominent figures in the Memphis music scene has been marked by diss tracks, public confrontations, and even violence. Following young Dolph's murder, authorities were on high alert, anticipating possible retaliation. Yo Gotti's restaurant, strategically located on the same block as both the site of Big Jook's shooting and Dolph's murder, was heavily guarded to prevent any further violence. The close proximity of Big Jook's murder to the site of young Dolph's assassination has raised eyebrows and sparked intense speculation. Many believe that there could be a connection between these two tragic events. It's hard to ignore the timing and the location of these incidents. The fact that Big Jook was shot near the same block as young Dolph's murder is too coincidental, especially considering that Big Jook's name had come up in conspiracies about Yo Gotti's involvement in the murder of young Dolph. This was owed to the fact that Big Jook had connections to the True Love Mafia, the same mafia linked with Justin Straight Drop Johnson, a suspect tied to Dolph's murder. While the speculations are running rampant, it is important to note that the specifics surrounding Big Jook's murder and its potential connection to young Dolph's assassination remain shrouded in ambiguity. The police have not released any official statements regarding a possible connection between Big Jook's murder and young Dolph's assassination. However, the speculation continues to grow, leaving the music community and fans worldwide in a state of shock and mourning. Yo Gotti's silence in the wake of his brother's tragic death and the aftermath has left the music community and fans worldwide in a state of shock and disbelief. Yo Gotti, a prominent figure in the music industry, has remained silent thus far, offering no confirmation on the speculations and motive behind his brother's murder. It is important to note that Big Jook was gunned down a few hours after he and Gotti attended their uncle's funeral. It was a night that no one could have anticipated. Yo Gotti, known for his chart-topping hits and captivating performances, surprised fans and the music industry alike with an appearance at 42 Doug's Welcome Home concert, just days after tragedy struck. The news of Big Jook's untimely demise had sent shockwaves through the community, leaving everyone in a state of disbelief. Despite the unsolved murder and the expected overwhelming grief, Yo Gotti took the stage at the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, surprising fans and leaving them in awe. The stage was set at the iconic Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, a venue known for hosting some of the biggest names in the industry. As the crowd eagerly awaited the start of the concert, little did they know that they were about to witness a truly unforgettable moment. Yo Gotti, dressed in a dazzling all-white ensemble, stepped onto the stage, his presence commanding attention. The atmosphere was electric, a mix of anticipation, sorrow, and surprise. Fans, still reeling from the news of Big Jook's tragic death, couldn't believe their eyes. How could Yo Gotti find the strength to perform so soon after such a devastating loss? This surprise appearance had happened mere days after Gotti's brother, Anthony Big Jook Mims, was shot and killed. The high-profile figure involved with the Collective Music Group was gunned down outside a restaurant a few hours after he was seen attending a funeral with his brother, Yo Gotti. According to Big Jook's Instagram posts, the pair were attending the funeral of their late uncle to honor him as a kingpin. Unbeknownst to Gotti and the rest of the family, they should have said goodbye to more than one family member at that gathering, as it would be the last time they saw Big Jook alive. Authorities swung into action and began investigations towards the murder of Big Jook, pointing fingers at a white Ford Explorer allegedly used as an escape vehicle. Despite the shocking nature nature of the incident and the potential impact on him and his record label, Yo Gotti remained silent on the matter and did not release any public comment. As such, fans and sympathizers were shocked to see him appear on stage with 42 Dugg at the Little Caesars Arena some days later, seemingly unfazed by the event. Gotti performed his hit single F.U., and he was described to have been seamlessly spitting rhymes clad in an all-white ensemble and diamond necklaces. Some fans took to social media to express their concerns, stating that Gotti acted like he was involved in his brother's death or otherwise knew who did it. Some other netizens pointed out that the rapper performed at the Little Caesars Arena while putting on a bulletproof vest. They opined that he considered himself a target as well and was concerned for his life and safety. Young Dolph's career. Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., known by his stage name Young Dolph, was born on July 27, 1985, in the vibrant city of Chicago, Illinois. However, his family's journey would soon lead them to the heart of Memphis, Tennessee, where Young Dolph would come to call home. At the tender age of 2, his parents made the decision to relocate, seeking new opportunities and a fresh start for their family. But life in Memphis was far from easy for Young Dolph. His parents, battling addiction, were unable to provide the stable upbringing he needed. It was his grandmother, Ida Mae, who stepped in to raise him, becoming a guiding light in his life. With her love and support, Young Dolph found the strength to navigate the challenges that lay ahead. Despite the hardships he faced, Young Dolph's passion for music began to blossom. He found solace and inspiration in the sounds of hip-hop, using it as an outlet to express his emotions and share his experiences. Little did he know that this passion would soon propel him to unimaginable heights within the music industry. In 2008, Young Dolph took a leap of faith and released his first mixtape, Paper Route Campaign. This marked the beginning of his musical journey, showcasing his raw talent and unique style. It was evident from the start that Young Dolph possessed a rare gift, one that would captivate audiences and leave a lasting impact on the rap scene. Building on the success of his debut mixtape, Young Dolph established his own independent label, Paper Route Empire, in 2010. This move allowed him to take control of his own destiny, paving the way for his future accomplishments. With his entrepreneurial spirit and unwavering determination, Young Dolph set out to conquer the music industry on his own terms. As Young Dolph's mixtapes, such as High Class Street Music and American Gangster, began to gain recognition, his fan base grew exponentially. His gritty lyrics and authentic storytelling resonated with listeners who were drawn to his unapologetic approach and relatable experiences. Young Dolph's music became a reflection of his journey, capturing the essence of his upbringing in Memphis. However, it was a guest appearance on OT Genesis's single Cut It in 2015 that catapulted Young Dolph into the mainstream spotlight. The track became an instant hit, showcasing his undeniable talent and earning him widespread acclaim. This collaboration served as a turning point in his career, opening doors to new opportunities and solidifying his status as a rising star. After making waves with his early mixtapes, Young Dolph's career reached new heights with the release of his debut studio album, King of Memphis, in 2016. This highly anticipated project showcased his unique style and lyrical prowess, solidifying his position as a force to be reckoned with. Building on the success of King of Memphis, Young Dolph continued to release a string of successful albums, each one showcasing his growth as an artist. His sophomore album, Bulletproof, released in 2017, further cemented his status as a rising star. With each project, Young Dolph pushed the boundaries of his artistry, captivating audiences with his gritty, trap-influenced sound. But it was his collaborative album with fellow Memphis rapper Key, Glock, titled Dumb and Dumber, that truly took the rap world by storm. Released in 2019, the album peaked at number 8 on the Billboard 200, a remarkable achievement for an independent artist. Young Dolph's chart success continued with the release of his highest-charting solo album, Rich Slave, in 2020. This project not only showcased his growth as an artist, but also delved into deeper themes, shedding light on the realities of wealth, power, and the pursuit of success. Throughout his career, Young Dolph collaborated with a diverse range of artists, further expanding his musical horizons. His collaborations with industry heavyweights such as Gucci Mane, Lil Baby, and Megan Thee Stallion showcased his versatility and ability to adapt to different styles. These collaborations not only elevated Young Dolph's profile, but also introduced his music to new audiences. Young Dolph's chart success extended beyond his albums, with numerous charted songs that became anthems for his fans. Tracks like Preach, Pulled Up, and 100 Shots showcased his ability to craft catchy hooks and deliver hard-hitting verses. These songs became staples in the rap scene, solidifying Young Dolph's reputation as a hitmaker. But Young Dolph's impact extended beyond the music charts. He was known for his independent approach to the music industry, establishing his own label, Paper Route Empire, and signing talented artists like Key Glock. This entrepreneurial spirit allowed Young Dolph to maintain creative control and build a platform for other artists to thrive. As Young Dolph's star continued to rise, he considered retiring from music in 2020 to prioritize his family and spend more time with his children. This decision showcased his commitment to his loved ones and his desire to leave a lasting legacy beyond the music industry. However, Young Dolph's rise to fame was not without its share of challenges and controversies. He found himself embroiled in a feud with fellow Memphis rapper Yo Gotti, which escalated to a shooting incident in 2017. The incident shocked the music community and shed light on the intense rivalries that can exist within the industry. The tension between Dolph and Yo Gotti began when Gotti, a veteran in the Memphis rap scene, expressed interest in signing Dolph to his CMG imprint. However, Dolph claims that Gotti disrespected his own signees behind their backs, which led to a falling out between the two artists. Dolph, who had invested $3 million of his own money into his label, Paper Route Empire, felt that Gotti's offer did not match his dedication and financial commitment. The feud between Dolph and Gotti quickly became public, with both artists exchanging sly disses in their songs. But the rivalry took a dark turn when violence entered the picture. A few weeks later, shooters targeted an SUV in Charlotte, North Carolina, just before a Young Dolph club appearance. The assailants sprayed the car with bullets, leaving it riddled with holes. This incident became part of Dolph's lore, as he recorded and released his album Bulletproof in just 3 days. The album's artwork featured a smiling Dolph standing on a lot littered with shell casings, a powerful visual representation of the violence he had faced. One of the standout tracks on Bulletproof was 100 Shots, where Dolph taunted his attackers, questioning how they could miss a whole 100 shots. He claimed that his SUV, which had been custom bulletproof for $300,000, saved his life. However, the Charlotte police disputed the number of shots fired, stating that they counted no more than 50 bullets at the scene. The investigation did not establish a direct connection between Dolph and the shooting. The feud between Dolph and Gotti continued to escalate, with both artists trading insults and threats. The tension reached its peak when Dolph was shot outside the Loews Hollywood Hotel in Los Angeles on September 26. Despite sustaining multiple gunshot wounds, Dolph managed to get back on his feet and stumble into a nearby shoe shop to call for help. The incident left him hospitalized for 2 weeks, but even from his hospital bed, Dolph remained determined to continue making music. The shooting incident raised questions about the involvement of Yo Gotti and his entourage. Gotti's entourage was staying at the same hotel, and a 43-year-old man, Corey McClendon, was arrested near the scene shortly after the shooting. However, the police released McClendon 2 days later, and Gotti was never officially named a person of interest in the case. Another controversial subject surrounding Young Dolph was his song Slave Owner. The motivation behind the song stems from his critique of the major label system and the treatment of artists within the music industry. In his lyrics, he boldly refers to himself as a slave owner with a whole lot of whips, shedding light on the power dynamics and exploitation that artists often face. Young Dolph's defiance of conventional wisdom is what initially led to trouble with Yo Gotti, another prominent figure in the music industry. Young Dolph's refusal to conform to societal expectations and his willingness to challenge the norms of the industry have garnered both praise and criticism. His bold and provocative lyrics have sparked controversy, but he remains unapologetic and determined to express his views. The music video for Slave Owner is a visually striking and controversial piece that adds another layer to the already provocative song. One of the most controversial elements of the video is the presence of a Caucasian landowner who signs off on the character's release. This juxtaposition highlights the power dynamics within the music industry and the notion of artists being controlled and owned by those in positions of authority. Young Dolph's song Slave Owner and its accompanying video have had a significant impact on the music industry, sparking intense conversations and reactions from fans, critics, and fellow artists alike. The provocative lyrics and controversial visuals have served as a catalyst for discussions about the power dynamics within the industry and the treatment of artists by record labels. Fans of Young Dolph have been divided in their reactions to the song and video. Some applaud his boldness and appreciate his willingness to address sensitive topics, while others find the lyrics and visuals offensive and inappropriate. The controversy surrounding Slave Owner has ignited passionate debates among fans, with discussions ranging from artistic freedom to the responsibility of artists in addressing social issues. Critics have also weighed in on the song and video, offering a range of perspectives. Some argue that Young Dolph's approach is necessary to shed light on the exploitative nature of the music industry, while others criticize the use of provocative language and imagery. The controversy surrounding Slave Owner has prompted critical analysis analysis of the power dynamics within the industry and the role of artists in challenging the status quo. Overall, Young Dolph's song and video have sparked important conversations within the music industry. The impact of Slave Owner extends beyond its controversial nature, serving as a reminder of the power of music to provoke thought, challenge conventions, and ignite discussions about the treatment of artists and the dynamics of the industry. In the case of Young Dolph's murder, does Yo Gotti have a hand in it? The answer remains unknown. If you enjoyed this video, click on any of the videos showing on your screen to enjoy more.